Hola, amigos, and welcome to The Reliables, a live tabletop RPG show here on the Zombie Orpheus Entertainment Channel, brought to you in partnership with Pinnacle Entertainment Group, the makers of the Savage Worlds game system. The Reliables is an interactive experience where you, the audience, can influence the game and story in a number of ways. Here to tell you about how you can do that is Xander Layden. Xander, you mind tell us about that lovely store we got?
Yeah. So on the store, we have the shout out. You can give us advice, send us messages, give us cryptic secrets about the universe. You can just say whatever you like. Just cool it on the swearing. Hopefully, if you do decide to drop an F-bomb or something, it's just going to get filtered out.
It's pronounced F-bomb.
F-bomb, F-bomb. We are sex F-bomb. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We also have a Benny saved. It's a Benny earned. If you want to give us a Benny, we can use them to re-roll dice, change the odds in our favor, persuade James not to kill us. They're very useful, and they are always very much appreciated. So those Benny saved, they are quite earned. You can do a Jam the Works. You can conversely give James a Benny. You can give us a hard time if you just want to make life more difficult. And we really appreciate that a lot too. I mean, it helps the show.
Like in a different way.
Yeah. We appreciate it in a different way.
It's like, wow, thank you for creating drama.
Yeah, it makes it more narratively interesting. Yeah, I mean, you don't want things to be too easy. You also can get a personality reorder. If you want, you can move us across the slider, change us from pilot to avatar or vice versa at convenient or inconvenient times, make things a little more interesting for us all. You can also do a win, lose, or draw. Something usable by the players that allow us to draw 2 cards for initiative. Give us better odds of getting a good spot in that initiative. Turn the tide of the battle. You can also get a Shocker on Shock Street. It's very fun for James to use at times. You can just throw us willy-nilly around on the sliders and shake things up a little bit that way too. Another thing you can do, Dance Magic Dance. Shout out to one of my favorite films. You can make us all dance like puppets on strings. We will shake our hands, our heads, our shoulders, shake all the good things for you. It's a real good time. I always enjoy.
Cameras don't technically shoot that low.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I wore this G-string for nothing?
No, you wore it to stay cool.
Yeah. No, I mean we're all wearing G-strings, but you don't see it. Story time. Story time is another thing you can purchase.
What does story time do?
So story time. If you get story time, one of us is going to do a confessional. Well, that's actually a different thing. Something akin to a confessional. We're going to look right at the camera, give you some tasty backstory morsels. Hopefully something that's been thought of beforehand, something real, or off the cuff, depending on how well we've thought out the given character that we're talking about. Secret. It's always a good time. Fleshes things out. Reliable source. Now that's going to be more the Office style, reality TV style confessional. We talk at you for a bit. Tell us how we really feel about the other characters, how things are going. It's pretty juicy. You know, you can get the hot gossip that way, straight from the source. Now, another one is getting an education. One encounter or group of enemies, gain the use of a bonus. Forgive me, I don't know if we've gotten this one before. I'm not familiar with it.
We have.
Okay.
He does use it to mess us up on
Oh,
the
yeah.
regular, and I think we've got one in the store already today.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm just going to read verbatim real quick. One encounter or group of enemies gain the use of a bonus edge or special ability, making them more challenging. Oh geez. Okay. Handy for when things are going just a little too well for the players. This is definitely a troll item. Okay. Hashtag edgelord. That's me at 15. Rule of cool. Physics be damned. Always a joy. We all have to come up with physics be damned, coolest move we can think of to resolve a situation. And whoever wins, you vote on who wins, gets to do it, pretty much, just straight up. So it encourages us to shoot for the stars. However, everyone else that doesn't win has to try it anyway at a penalty, which is also very fun. I'm always happy when this one comes up. So rule of cool, that's a great one to pick. Hack attack. Work together to change the game. Add literally anything your heart desires. You can really influence the game in really bizarre and wild ways with a hack attack. And James is going to have to work with it because you can create ongoing characters or plot points, basically, that we have to then incorporate into the story. So hack attack, it's pretty wild.
I think his superpowers
So-
to a character once, twice.
Wow.
A few
Okay.
times. My lady. So I think it's safe to say that if chat is going to make life difficult for us, they should also make it difficult for James.
Yeah, that's only fair. I mean,
I
that's,
thought that was our job.
Shh, no. I'm just saying if they buy enough edgelords, if they buy enough of the thing that gives James a hand, which I totally remember Jam works, then they should also grab a hack attack, because then James has to like tap dance for us, not literally, but you know,
I don't know
emotional,
how.
emotional tap
Oh, it's
dancing.
just shuffle,
No,
shuffle,
that's
snap,
fair.
snap.
No, that's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah.
little grapevine.
Yeah, you already
Shuffle
lost
up to
me.
Buffalo.
Little, little jazz square.
Little soft shoe.
Yeah.
Buck
Yeah.
step.
Double time step.
Lost me.
Yeah.
I have no idea what
I'll
any of
teach
you're
you later.
talking
Kickball
about.
step.
Maybe
Yeah.
shake, buddy.
Give us fan kick for the fans.
Maybe do a little Rockettes, buddy.
Wonderful. Well, now that we've heard about the store and all of the ways that not only can you influence the store, but you can support this show, support this studio, keep the lights on, the cameras on, make it so that all of our lovely cast of actors don't have to go out and get too many real jobs,
No, not too many.
Like
because
three,
those suck.
Just like three minimum.
three minimum, or three maximum, right?
Right.
Three maximum.
Oops, I guess I exceeded the
And
maximum.
maybe an education.
But hey, now that we've heard from Xander, how about I actually take the time to introduce you to this lovely cast of people that we have on the show. I'm going to start with Elise Moore, who is Ranger Rhonda Riddenhauer, the last Space Ranger, protector of the innocent, instrument of justice, and best human shield merit badge holder. Rhonda does her best to always do what's right, just, and true. Rhonda has joined the team to make a difference in the universe. Christian Doyle is Jonah Mox, a low-down, no-good varmint.
I'm a regular
A shape changer, too. The last of his species that some damn fool paroled to the team. And when he isn't stealing everything that isn't bolted down, he's causing some other kind of trouble. Better keep your eye on him. Xander Layden is Paul. Pretty much a walking, talking boulder. And damned smart, too. Let's just hope that his curious nature doesn't get the team into too much trouble. Paul joined the team for a chance to learn and explore the secrets of the universe, and has proved invaluable in getting them out of more than a few scrapes. Helen Roundhill is Princess Hedgehog, Goblin royalty, though also the last goblin from their dimension, the poor thing. Still, they manage to keep smiling through it all and be the center of attention just about all the time. It helps that they've got all that magic and they know how to use it. Together, they are the Reliables, making the universe a better place, one
Feel like we
mistake
should pose.
Yeah.
at a time. Good pose.
Thank
Good
you.
pose. Now, before we get started,
Not planned.
Yeah. No, off the cuff.
we're going to tell you a little bit about the Savage Worlds game system that we use in this show. Christian, you might...
Yes, Robocam, come to me. Come to me, Robocam. I want to see you. It's not listening to me today.
I want to see my little boy.
It's supposed to listen to me.
I don't think it's listening to anyone right
Oh.
now. Oh,
Son
there
of
it
a
is.
Bitch. Oh,
Yes,
hey, hi.
Robocam.
Oh, I didn't see you there. Then we are going to be playing, as we do every week, Savage Worlds Adventure Edition by Pinnacle Entertainment Group. This is a fantastic catch-all role-playing game experience that is fast, fun, and furious. It uses a series of dice from size 4 to size 12 to represent your abilities and skills. You roll that in conjunction with a 6-sided wild die, and you're usually aiming for around a 4 to get a success. The nice part about it is if you hit the highest number on your die, whether that be a 6 on a 6, an 8 on an 8, a 10 on a 10, or a 12 on a 12, that dice explodes and you roll again and add that number to it, making damage something in this game that can go into the large double digits very, very quickly with a couple of good rolls. So it's a little bit like Rocket Tag sometimes. And I think that makes it a little bit more exciting. Specifically, what we're doing on Savage Worlds today is we are going to be playing Deadlands, the original Savage World setting set in the Weird West, where it's not just cowboys and such. It's also undead, demons, monsters, and the supernatural, which is also super fun. I kind of dig that. The way that we do initiative in Savage Worlds is with the use of everyday average playing cards. Aces go first, twos go last, jokers go whenever the heck they want, and everybody gets a penny because the Joker is wild all the time. Let's shoot some bad guys.
Thank you, Christian. Thank you so very much. So, in this episode, we're also using avatars, as was mentioned. Now, what exactly is an avatar? Well, they're people of significance who will share their body and the self with the mind and soul of a pilot. And in this case, it's the Reliables. Now, throughout the course of the show, you'll be able to see control shift back and forth between who happens to be in the driver's seat. Now, when it's all the way over on that P, or the pilot side, that means the pilot is in charge. When it's over on the A, that is the avatar side. It means the avatar is in charge. And if it's in the middle, it means that they are both sharing the control at the same time. This also determines which character sheet they have access to and can use, and can make for some very interesting character interactions. Now, you can move them around with personality reorder. System shock can put them in a random place, and they can also use their bennies to move themselves. On top of that, if someone happens to draw that Joker for initiative, they can put anybody they want, anywhere they want on that particular slider. And that kind of covers what avatars were. Now, where exactly were we? Where was that? Oh, yes. Those galvanic collective
It's
boys.
the Weird West. Guess what skill you definitely need? That's right, boating. Time for a flood.
Right out the gate.
Oh my goodness.
Going back to a classic move, a flood. How absolutely wonderful, and no way that this will cause any kind of problems for anyone.
This 100% works for me.
I'm sure it does. So those down low galvanic collective boys are at it again, this time in the dimension known as Deadlands. And they're out to get their hands on magic for their own nefarious reasons, and the Reliables are here to stop them. Our team of brave heroes has found themselves in the avatars of some low-down, dirty outlaws. Ranger Rhonda is piloting Coyote McCloud. That's right, the famous outlaw herself. Fought in the war, expert scout, and damn good with a shooting iron or a horse. McCloud has a knack for getting herself and those around her into a heap of trouble. She once ran the meanest, nastiest, most feared group of outlaws in the West before things took a bad turn when they had a run-in with the Army in Arizona territory. But now she's got her posse back together and the score of a lifetime within reach. All they have to do is steal an entire train full of ghost rock from the most well-guarded rail house in the West. Should be easy, right? Jonah Mox is piloting Beaumont Morningstar, card sharp, gun hand, alcoholic, and hex slinger. That's trigonometry for you tenderfoots out there. The same gun magic used by Doc Holliday before he went to the Bone Orchard. Beaumont used to be pretty close with another one of McLeod's gang, but his nature of always saying they were just partners and his penchant for keeping his feelings to himself soured that years ago. The old fool ain't been the same since. Some folks say he made a deal with the devil, but old Beaumont, he'll tell you the two is fast friends. Paul is piloting Doc Vandal, pretty much the meanest, nastiest curly wolf to ever ride with McLeod. Part mad scientist, part plain just mad. Doc has a penchant for ingesting just about anything known to have an effect on the body or mind, and a hobby of performing some awfully questionable experiments. You could say Doc's a psychopath, I just wouldn't say it to his face. Big, mean, tough, and smart. You'd best step aside when Doc comes into town. Princess Hedgehog is Shane Masters. Chi Master. That's right, that fancy Chinese kung fu. They ain't met a man, woman, or beast they couldn't whoop in a scuffle. Shane has a permanent chip on their shoulder and is known to take offense at just about anything. Shane and Beaumont were close once, real close. But that damn fool Beaumont kept insisting they were just partners. And that riled up old Shane to no end. I wonder if the fool will make good on that windmill this time around. Only one way to find out. And there they are, just outside of Butte City. A melting pot of cultures and a hot spot for prospectors, cowpokes, bounty hunters, and other entrepreneurs of a less than legal sort. It's an ever-expanding city with new buildings joining canvas tents and an ever-growing endeavor to swallow up all the land around it. Half the damn place is saloons, gambling halls, whorehouses, opium dens, and the like, all designed with care to extract every last penny from anyone passing through. And while there's a law, a mayor, and the like, the ones who really run the show here are the Iron Dragon Rail Company, and along with the Shan Fan Triad, the sort of folks who will disappear you if you step out of line, or more appropriately, step on their bottom line. With so many well-traveled folks, our merry band of outlaws doesn't have a chance of passing through unnoticed. Walking into town together would be an invitation to every bounty hunter, wannabe tough or crazy fool willing to try their hand for the price on their heads. It looks like they're gonna have to get creative to even get inside the city, let alone get anywhere near the fortress that is that rail house. Let's see what they've got in mind, shall we?
Well, gang, here we are.
Yep.
Yep.
Y'all don't seem excited.
Well, you ain't told us the plan yet, have you?
Oh, well, no.
We don't even have a way to
Why?
get into town, Coyote.
I mean, these are technicalities. The main thing you gotta focus on is how much money we are gonna be making at the end of this. I just want you to put that out on the horizon. Keep yourself, just keep your eye right on that. Your good eye.
You know damn well I ain't here for the money.
And what's she here for?
Gotta settle something. So, how we getting into town, boss?
Well, I was thinking maybe, okay. You know the ditch that runs in and out of town? The one that carries, the
Sewage?
waste.
The disease.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been in that ditch a few times.
Of course you have.
Well, you got to get a drink somewhere.
Yeah, get a drink somewhere.
Good God.
Get a little nap.
Nothing sexual.
Scared
minded.
for you.
No.
Nothing sexual at all. So I'm thinking we lay low. We belly crawl our way in, ride up till we are parallel with the rail yard. And then what we got to do is just tiptoe right on over.
So
What do
you're
you
saying
think?
we're gonna crawl, belly
It's
crawl.
party time. Hashtag system shock. Hashtag dance. Hashtag edgelord. Hashtag draw some for me, some for James, some for the rest of y'all to fight over.
Good Lord.
Well, I will be
A little bit of everything in there.
again.
Thank you, Lumiere.
Thank you so much.
That's fair. That's fair. Spread it around.
It looks like there's a hack attack in there too.
Good, good.
Okay.
That's exciting. I can't wait to see what that comes down to.
I'm waiting to hear myself.
Excellent.
So you're suggesting we crawl through a long line of sewage to get to our destination?
Right. I mean, if we step into town, just about everybody's going to pull a gun and shoot us dead. So we might as well go in the back door, so to speak.
Yeah.
Now, what if, and hear me out here, this could be completely off the wall. What if we wait until dark and wear different clothing and then go in separately?
You
Now,
think
there's a
that just
convent up
because
the
it's
road,
dark
we go kill some of
outside,
them nuns and take them clothes, nobody gonna say two things about us. We just regular ass bearded nuns.
Then we can crawl through the sewage after we got the disguises.
Well, if we so
Yeah.
choose, I suppose we could.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, now, I think this is something that'll please both parties.
Are you in the habit of killing nuns?
Habit of killing nuns. Now, that's what I like about you, Shane. You always have a quip. Almost
It's
never
my
wants
sense
to
of humor
violence.
you love so much.
That ain't what I love.
Do you love anything?
all right. The plan is to beat up some nuns, take their outfits.
Now, I specifically said kill. I ain't about beating up on poor women that have dedicated themselves to service
I
of the
tell you
Lord.
what, there is a better way to get into a nun's knickers than killing them.
Oh, no, I am aware. That's why I have been excommunicated from the Catholic Church long before my deal with Old Scratch.
So
So
you
we got
ready?
an offer to beat up, kill, or
Well,
Just
considering
straight-
your
Well, they
idea
spend
is for
enough
us to
time on
crawl
their
through
knees.
feces, I'm thinking killing nuns sounds like a less of a black mark on at least my vest.
hey, there ain't no sin in crawling around in the filth. All right.
That's what I said.
I ain't robbing a train to keep from avoiding sin.
To keep it from those who would do worse.
Worse than robbing a train and killing all the folks that responsible for gardening.
Look, we all know that they ain't gonna build houses with what's on that train. They don't go feed orphans with what's on that train.
No, they're gonna give it to us, or we gonna shoot them. I understand that.
All right, so what are we gonna do to the nuns? We gonna beat them, kill them, or seduce them?
No. I would never actually hurt a nun. That was my point. Was that my idea might be less dumb than crawling through shit for a mile and a half.
No, I don't think there's anything dumb about going after nuns.
I don't think there's nothing dumb about
No,
climbing through mud.
You
and shit.
completely convinced me on the nun thing. I was all about crawling through shit. Now you got me all on this nun thing. Now I can't get it out of my head.
Well, the convent isn't so much a convent as a mission, and they may have male priests there as well. I just thought it would be funny if we were all dressed up like nuns.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. It's hilarious, but you know how I like a little humor in my hide.
Yeah, plus, Doc can hide that shotgun. He'll be the only, 7-foot tall nun. We'll just tell people that he's from Sweden.
Yeah, I can do a Swedish accent.
No, show me. Oh, that's real good.
So, short and so. Yeah, I'm real good at acting. That was pretty good.
Now, we do have other
Protocol
tools
there.
at our disposal. Some of us have
We have a
certain mastery over the arcane arts that they don't last a long time, but if we get to some place quiet, We may not have to go
like a
far.
convent, notoriously quiet. Just saying. Can you even go through the doors of a convent?
Now, I have no idea what you're trying to imply, sir.
Yeah, you're not gonna like burst into flames or anything, are you?
No, not unless somebody lights me a fire. I'm afraid not. No.
Is this gonna be the only way I get you to go to church? With me?
Well, you think they'd let us in there together, Shane? To church?
I think we have made people do a hell of a lot stranger things in our time.
All right, so we know where we're setting up for a while. Church outside of town. Do we have the ability to skip a Sunday before we take that train? What day is it?
Tuesday.
Did
Then yes, we do.
it's Tuesday?
They shouldn't have service until probably Friday morning at the very earliest, and that's just if there's a lot of people here going to that church.
Which doesn't seem likely looking at the folks of Butte City.
Well then.
Do you think? Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I was just gonna say we should start walking over, but if you got more to say.
No. I think we should get on it. I think 4 sinners at their doorstep is just what these nuns are looking for.
I'm sure
Now,
there's
you understand? I'm not talking about
sinners.
actually killing the nuns, right? We all know that I was being facetious at best about that, correct?
I mean, I couldn't
Yeah.
tell.
Notice I am looking directly at you when I'm saying that sentence for no reason at all.
Okay, so we're not killing them now.
There we go. Maybe we
All
lock
right.
them in the basement for
We
a
lock them in
while.
the basement. We smack them around a little.
Okay,
you know,
I
No,
was
we're
kind of
not
hoping
gonna be
maybe
smacking around
maybe
any
we-
nuns
Smack around
unless
the
they
nuns
ask
with-
nicely.
maybe we
Yeah.
avoid hitting the women.
I mean, I'm not discriminating. You know, I don't see gender. You know, it's all the same. It's people.
No. Now we as a group appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying these women are more gentle people than we are, and
That's true.
it would not be a fair fight unless they start waving around, magic type powers and doing all of that Catholic hocus pocus.
Well, I mean, they dress like witches. You know.
They are.
Yeah.
I've never understood why they dress
What
like
are they hiding up in them habits?
Oh,
You
no.
know, I always wondered.
Mostly same good bits that
Yeah.
everyone else is.
Look, they ain't gonna be doing magic.
seen
The
them little
most the
titties.
Catholics do is turn a cracker into Jesus. So let's just head on over. Let's get ourselves some nun clothes.
All right then. You head about a mile down the road to the mission. It's not a convent, as you said. It is a mission, and it is not in the best state of repair. Quite obviously, a lot of folks from Butte City do not come here and do not contribute to this mission. It's run down, patchwork. Got some candles lit to keep it lit. There's a lone, very sad and tired-looking mule outside, and a pretty ugly-looking wagon.
Perfect.
So are we just like gonna knock on the
Where
door?
am I sliding?
Now, where are those sliders at? So we can
Yeah.
show the folks at home where they happen to be.
Anybody? Leo?
I'm sorry.
No, this is really good.
You just announced where they are. I need to fix it all.
Oh,
Well, we don't know.
Last thing I have is all Avatar.
All right.
Okay.
according to the follow notes, everyone is at full avatar at the moment.
But yeah, I think a disguise to surprise the priest with. I mean, we do have famous faces still.
You do have very, very famous faces.
Well,
yeah,
I
but
would like
how
to-
much do they
I would
do
like
that?
very much to try the disguise power. I think that would. I think that's a fantastic idea, and I can do it if I get good enough cards. So
Yeah, I can disguise myself.
yeah, so let's. Well, this is just for the going to meet the priest before we work our way inside.
I see.
Well, in your particular case, if you want to use disguise, you're going to have to deal with the devil.
Well, that's okay. If I'm doing it so I can look like a clergyman, and I think that's hilarious too. So
Well,
let's do it.
So before you deal with the devil, you need to make yourself a gambling roll to see how many extra cards you get to draw.
All right.
What do you got for gambling over there?
Well, I'm glad you asked, because it's on this character sheet under this one here. Here we go. Found it. It is a 12.
All right, can I get a D12 and a D6 roll for Beaumont Morningstar. That's 6 aces. Oh man, and becomes a 10. Now you can take the 10, but I believe you have an ability where you can re-roll if you so choose.
Well, I mean, the 10 is nice. Now, that re-roll ability, does that allow me to keep the best of the two?
That does, in fact.
Well, there's no reason not to roll again, then.
Okay, let's see if you can beat a 10 by re-rolling that 12 and that 6. An 8's not going to be better.
But a 10 is good, and I will
But
take
both
the
of
10.
them are, in fact, a success with the race. So not only do you get the 5 cards you get to draw, but you get to draw 2 extra for a total of 7 cards and pick your best 5-card hand out of it.
All right.
Go ahead and deal yourself out 7 cards there. See what you can pull off.
Come on, devil, don't do me wrong. That sounds bad when you say it. We're just trying to get into a mission. So take it over. Dress up like priests. Should be fun.
Yeah, and that's correct. You did have to spend yourself a personal Benny to deal with
Oh,
the
I
devil.
did?
Yeah.
Ooh. Can I use one from the store?
You absolutely can use one from the store.
Great.
That's what they're there for.
Not great, not great. I think that's 7, right?
Yeah, you get to keep 5 of them and pick the best hand you can out of it.
Hmm. Is there a best hand out of this garbage?
Well, thankfully, you're using something that's an awfully easy enough power, so you really only need to get an ace high or better.
Ah, well, I can do that.
But if you got yourself more than that,
I got a pair of 3s.
all right. A pair is going to exceed what you need by 1 power point. So that means you're going to get a +1 bonus to your spellcasting roll.
All right, I'll
Pull
take
off
it.
that disguise.
That will also, there will also be a 12.
All right, if I can get a D12 and a D6 again for a spellcasting, Beaumont Morningstar. With a +1 bonus, that's going to be a 10, a
Take it.
success with a raise. So tell me about this disguise of yours. What do you look like now?
I look like the standard missionary,
Ah, okay.
member of the clergy, type of, traveling friar type of situation.
Yeah, also on your back.
Huh?
What? No, nothing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
just checking in, just trying to get a good mental picture for later, you know.
I look like a standard missionary. I've got a short sleeved button up white shirt with a little name tag.
A bit early for
Did
that
you,
kind of missionary.
Also conjure yourself up a doorbell.
That's right. That's right. And I go up and knock on the door.
It takes a minute. You hear some shuffling around, and the door creaks really loudly and kind of sags a little as it's open. This place is not in the best of shape.
Well, Heidi ho, Father. Can I? My name is Father John, and I just wanted to get some succor for the evening.
I don't have many visitors out here. Please
Well,
come
now
in.
you have 4.
You have friends. Oh my. Yeah, just come in.
Oh,
come
not
in.
friends, bodyguards. These are dangerous lands, Father. Dangerous lands indeed.
Dangerous and full of sin.
Oh, so much sin. How many here other than you?
There are 2 sisters.
Good. Can't man the place alone. I didn't imagine you did all the sweeping yourself, Father.
No, of course not.
Well, we'll, I guess, stable up our horses in the back. Would that be all right?
Oh, of course.
And I look back and it's kind of like, all right, fantastic. Well, let me take a look at what you got. This is just great.
What brings you to Butte City?
Oh, well, we were hoping to catch a train.
It's a good train station. Yes, it's the dangerous town. The dangerous town.
Dangerous town indeed.
Oh my.
Haven't been in there yet.
He's a very large, scary individual that you have with you there.
Well, I mean, somebody's got to carry everything, don't they?
Oh, yes.
Strong men are not easy to find, and they're doing the Lord's work, let's not forget.
And you, young lady, you look familiar. Do I know you?
Nope, just here feeling bad about my sins, helping out the Father here.
Of course.
We found her in the last time. She was a woman of sin for quite some time. She had to wear these awful little outfits, so we put her in a pair of pants to make her more comfortable until we get on the train.
Oh.
And I'm
Oh.
mighty obliged.
But seriously, she was probably the most popular prostitute in her town for numbers of years. I mean, every single person in that town,
Oh my.
at least twice.
Oh dear.
We're just trying to...
That's why I'm so happy I found the Lord.
And we're
through
happy you
your
found the
help.
Lord too. Oh, goodness, Jezebel, you have really grown.
Oh my.
Just filled with the Lord now.
Oh, well, please, make yourselves at home.
The Lord's house, one of my favorite homes in all of creation.
Sir, are you in need of a handyman? I could use something to hit.
Well, there's quite a few projects around that we need seeing to. We're a little short on coin here at the mission. Not too many contributions from the citizens of Butte City.
Now,
this way.
sir, I'm a little offended that you would expect me to extract any kind of payment. Your hospitality is more than enough. Now, what can I get started on?
The roof is pretty leaky, and well,
Roof it is. I will be up and away, gentlemen.
So where are the nuns at?
I believe they're preparing supper in the back.
Supper in the back, eh? Pump that way, yeah?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna go say hi to the nuns.
Oh dear.
Don't do anything stupid.
Now, Timmy, you be good back there. Don't get into too much trouble now.
Always am, Hoss.
You know what? I better go with him, just so the nun's virtue is not questioned.
Oh, it is right warm up in here, Father. Do you have a root cellar?
The old priest hashtag memory.
The old priest. He wants to do a memory from the old priest.
Oh, damn.
Let's talk about the old priest and what he's been up to.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, this poor old priest. Oh, so long have I been here at this mission with almost no one coming to my services. This land is full of sin and darkness and vile people from these triads and these rail companies, from the rail wars and all of the murder and whoring and terrible acts. It's all I can do to hang on here. And for years I have. I will not give up. These people belong to the Lord, and I will save them, no matter the cost.
Now, Padre, I'm curious. What drew you to this town? Was it a call-in, or did you just get lost?
Well, it is my belief that the Lord's good word needs to be heard in every corner, and here in the territories
And you chose Montana.
and the far reaches, it seems that it is often silent, and I believe the only way to save all of these people from their terrible lives of sin and villainy is to show them the way of the Lord.
So you got lost.
I got lost. I was going to California.
Well, you're here now, Padre. And
Missed it
we're
by
happy
that
to
much,
see
sir.
you.
So we got another one.
Oh, we do.
Memory. Hey, Beaumont, how'd you get that scar across your face?
I know the answer to that. Nope. Okay.
It's not as interesting a story as it could be, I'm afraid. I went through a period in my life after the war in which I had a friend and partner who was quite a good hand-to-hand combatant, and I decided to take it upon myself to learn the way of the sword and got myself a fine northern cavalry saber and asked for some lessons from said friend. And they did not go well. This friend used no weapons at all and somehow got me to cut my own face open with a 3.5 foot long cavalry saber when I was trying to hit them. I have decided to stick with gunplay. What? That's it.
Who was that friend, Beaumont?
You know exactly who it was, Shane.
I sure do. It was a good day.
In the back of the mission, there is now, of course, yourself, Doc, and you, Coyote, and 2 very terrified-looking nuns just staring at Doc Vandal. In, like, mid-stir in a pot of soup or beans, it's hard to say what. It is the vague smell of food.
Hey, sisters! Preparing a nice supper for us all. I'm gonna be staying here at the church for a while. Hope you don't mind. Looks mighty tasty. I mean, I think a little bit of this might spice it up a bit. Do you mind?
This is the house of the Lord.
Oh, it's not alcohol. You know, it's my special, spices.
Yeah, he takes another pull off of it. I ain't eating it.
Yeah.
So we saw.
I mean, you could try some if you like.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anyway, I hope you don't mind. We're gonna be holed up here for a little bit, so let's get to know each other. Yeah.
Yeah. The father is in the mission.
Oh, I talked to the father. He was kind of, he was a little dull. I wanted to see what was going on in the back.
Just making supper.
Making some supper. You sure you don't want to drink? You seem a little nervous.
No, just fine. I think we have some other chores we need to tend to.
Jimmy!
I mean, I can handle the rest of the cooking. I can just stir and keep it at a good boil. While you tend to the other things.
Jimmy!
Yeah.
Of course.
Father's gonna show us the cellar.
Oh yeah, the cellar. Well, it was good to meet you. I'll be seeing you around.
I want to make sure that priest is walking in front of me
Okay.
because it's about time for my disguise to wear off.
That's about right.
I'll head back to Beaumont.
The cellar is not very expansive. It's more like a root closet than a root cellar.
Can 3 people fit down here?
Barely.
And where is the sacramental wine?
Down here in the root cellar.
Excellent. I got rid of all of that and moved it upstairs. Would there be room for a couple of nuns and a priest?
Probably.
All right. I think we have figured out our problem, Timmy.
Oh yeah, what are we gonna do?
Well, we're gonna keep the priest, the 2 nuns down here.
All right, I was just gonna, knock them out with this stuff. I mean, just a drop, try to do it.
Well, then let them have a stick of it. Otherwise, we're going to.
Before we got to
Father, we're gonna have to ask you to stay down here for a minute.
We got 3 whole
He looks
days.
back at me.
What? How?
Give him the wink.
What? How did you?
Deal with the devil.
Obviously.
Does grant certain benefits. So, you can just have a seat right over there. I would prefer not to have to tie you up.
I recognize you now. Of course, I'll sit right here. Yes.
Thank you so much.
I'll sit
I'm
down.
not going to be here long, nor are we going to take anything that is not alcohol from you.
Well,
You want any of this stuff? Unless Shane wants any of this stuff, and then we'll give Shane what Shane wants.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they're
And,
really nice robes.
and as we are imposing, and I understand that is a terrible inconvenience, we promise to be gone before Sunday, and Shane will finish the roof.
I will finish the roof.
That's awfully kind of you.
Well, we apologize for the inconvenience. We'll get the sisters down here directly, completely unharmed as well. Isn't that right, Doc?
Oh yeah. No, they were never in any danger whatsoever. No.
Nothing sexual.
Nothing sexual. It was just, just meeting them. You gotta know who you're dealing with. You know, make sure they're not hiding any, magic weapons, or wands, or staves up them ropes. I mean, I haven't checked yet, but just do an ocular pat down. I checked. I mean, they seem like they're clear. You never know.
With Doc Vandal, it is pretty easy to terrify the nuns into immediately cooperating and heading down into the root cellar.
Nice work.
Oh yeah. No.
Just attempting to stay out of reach of him is enough that they just keep moving until they're in the cellar.
Well, do I smell bad or something?
All right, now we have a working base of operation. Place we can stage things out of if we absolutely need to. They got an old wagon we can use that'll help us get into town unnoticed.
All right, so I'm a nun. Who's the other nun?
Anyone feel like shaving?
Don't want none of that.
Well, you have that lovely fan, Shane. I think you would look great in a habit. In fact, a habit I haven't been able to quit in some time.
Now, sir, I do believe that is blasphemous. Get down on your knees and you pray to God he forgives you.
You know that's not what I do on my knees, Shane.
I do indeed.
Oh my.
All right, so what's the plan here? We got wine, we got a wagon, we got some snappy outfits. What are we gonna wander to town?
Well, train yard shouldn't be too hard to find. I imagine it goes through the center of things, as most train yards do.
Yeah, you just look for the rails.
Oh, see, look at that. Coyote did have a plan.
So are we gonna scope out this train in our new duds?
And then we climb through the ship.
Dibs
right?
on the priest.
Yeah.
Outfit. Just so clear that I am not calling dibs on the priest himself. Take those
Stringy
vows very
old guy
seriously.
too. Said he's stringy.
All right, so yeah, I'll go and grab some of the priest's
Fair enough.
collar and robe type of stuff. See if there's an extra one that'll fit over another one of us, and put nuns in it. Put habits on
Other than
everyone
the
else.
one he was wearing, there's one that's reasonably nice, but it's obviously been patched a few times.
It's
but
his Sunday robe.
that's his Sunday best.
Well, he's
yeah.
going to town with that, so I'm gonna wear it too.
And the same for the nuns. There's a couple of what would be their Sunday best, but obviously been patched a few times, restitched.
Anything big enough, I don't want to show too much leg,
You're gonna be showing a decent amount of leg,
Well,
unfortunately.
that ain't just ain't proper for a nun, Damn. Any of you know how to sew, do a hem, or get a little length on this? I don't want to be giving anyone impure thoughts when I'm walking through town.
Yeah, no, I used to sew pretty well, but well, devil won't let me anymore. It takes two hands.
I see.
Well,
I'll
play
just-
cards, shoot people, and jerk off, and that's about it.
Coyote's like belted the habit, has one top button open. She's trying to make something a little more form fitting out of it. It's like,
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
understand.
gonna
They
put a
just-
direct stop to anything like that. I'm gonna make sure that. We're trying
Shane's
not
got-
to
Shane's
draw
got
attention,
a-
boss.
Shane's got like a scarf wrapped around.
Like you're trying to keep the dust out instead of the beard under.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Vandal's hunched over, like a Marty Feldman type almost in the robes because he's inexplicably concerned about his feet showing.
Well, don't you just all look fantastic now?
I think so.
And it is about dark.
Perfect. That's a great time to go into town to pick up some supplies before the shops close. Wink, wink. Bringing in the sheep. Bringing in the sheep. Are we supposed to sing that as we go into a western town? Isn't that no? That's not
Surrey
the
with a
rules?
fringe on the top.
Oh, we got more tips.
Oh,
$30. Move Doc to Paul. Bet Paul can sell.
all right.
Works for me, man.
Well, I'm very glad that didn't come to violence. I'm going to sew myself something a little more modest. The hunching isn't good for this fellow's back.
Are you,
What about his liver?
I believe I have a strong enough constitution to handle any substances I've been imbibing lately. I've built up a tolerance from what I can tell.
Stone Rock? We could have a Stone Rock.
I mean, right now the body seems to, come to think, I do feel a little woozy, but this is the level at which he's
I think Doc's having one of his
Customs,
episodes again.
Hashtag hack attack, just follow the rails. This group has never been able to stay on the rails. Hashtag move Dr. Paul. I bet Paul could sew. Hashtag hack attack, just follow the rails. This group has never been able to stay on the rails. Hashtag hack attack, just follow the rails.
Are we just going to do that?
This group has never been able to stay on the rails.
That's a lot of $5 to say the same thing.
So
I think we got the message.
I kind of loopily sew myself a little bit of a longer head, just while I have time.
My
Like
goodness,
a
ain't that just the
Yeah.
prettiest little dust ruffle I ever seen?
Thank you. This stuff is actually not all that bad. I might have to get the recipe, synthesize it back home if I. Oh, you're both. Oh, never mind.
Miss Prison again, do you, Doc?
Yes, that's what's happening.
So what's the threshold here of drinking that stuff that turns you into an intelligent human being?
He's finally gone over the edge. Back to sobriety, all the way around the circle.
Turns out my
I always
old
heard that
mom
was possible, and
lying.
I've tried so many times, but I never have been able to drink myself sober.
It does have stimulant properties in it, so far as I can understand.
Then you don't mind if I try a little?
I mean, you might want to cut it with something. I'm not sure how it cuts.
Well, I
Well,
only have the
you
one
sure
knife, and I
that's
don't
a
want to
good
ruin it dipping
idea?
it into your swill.
Yeah.
Are you sure that's a good idea, old guy?
Oh! Oh! There we go. It came back. Oh, that about knocked the man out of me.
Yes, I think. No,
The
my
devil didn't even like that. Ah!
yes. If I don't have this while here for an extended period, the mental functioning begins to deteriorate.
Oh, and we are putting the wine on the wagon.
Nah.
Just so, I mean, what if I get thirsty?
Or maybe it's a good thing to trade with. I don't know.
We're going to be
No,
drinking
no,
this
no.
wine.
Y'all are looking at this all wrong. Once we ride into town, we are trying to get people to come to the church by giving them wine. Now, people don't care about coming to church. They just care about wine. So we're going to be able to draw everybody out from around the rail yard to come and get free wine from a bunch of Jesus freaks.
Now, do you really want to be dragging people over to the church? Because last I checked, we had a padre and 2 nuns in the basement.
Look, they're not going to go tonight. They'll maybe go in the next couple of days.
People go to church
Why
on
can't
Sunday.
we do this?
It's Tuesday. I think we're fine.
Well, forgive me if it's been a minute since I was in a church.
You were in the church 10 minutes ago.
Yeah,
You were on
A
the
minute.
roof of a church.
We should check on them with some regularity, correct? I mean, it's going to be awful stifling down in that
They
cellar.
have food and water down there. They can find a hole to piss in if that's the problem.
thing is, they don't really have robes anymore, so hopefully they're not looking for entertainment.
We left them with
Something they
small
might
clothes. It
find.
wasn't trying to strip. You didn't strip the nuns naked, did you?
Well, I mean, I didn't.
I needed
You
to
gotta forgive a
complete the
person if they're
outfit.
curious.
Oh.
How have I never looked?
Oh my.
All right. We
So you
load,
roll the
load
wagon.
wine on the wagon.
Into town, loaded with the wine and yourselves. And you get a couple of curious looks from passerbys as clearly the priest and the nuns at the mission there don't spend a lot of time coming into Butte City. And it is just as much of a melting pot as you've heard about. Mix of all kinds of prospectors, cowpokes, entrepreneurs of the less than legal sort. Every other building is either a saloon or a gambling hall or an opium den or a whorehouse. And even though it's nighttime, it has not slowed down one bit. It is a busy part of town. And while every so often you see the local sheriff or one of his deputies, more often you see members that are quite obviously of the Shan Fan Triad walking around. It's clear who's really in charge of Butte City.
Turning it in the sheet. Turning it in the sheet. So let's go scope out that train yard.
Getting over to that section of town is fairly easy enough, but there are less and less people the closer you get to the rail yard, and more of those triad folks watching on every corner. And you start to draw a lot of eyeballs the closer you get to that rail yard, which looks less like a rail yard and more like a fortress. There's tall walls, parapet-type towers with people patrolling it, individuals stationed out front of the gate, and even where the rails go in, there's a big sliding gate that has been closed off in front of it. Now, this place is pretty well fortified, sturdier than a lot of the banks that you've robbed in your time.
So are we doing
How do you-
come get the wine?
I mean, the trains. There's got to be two gates, right?
Yeah. On the far side, if you make your way around, you're
Because
still watched.
you can't really make a train yard into a fortress. That's
No, it's
not actually possible.
got its own little spur off. But like I said, they got a gate that's slid across it. There's some ground clearance of about 1.5 feet over the rails, so someone could crawl under, but there's also at least a dozen triad members standing out front there too. So that
And there's no
takes that
trains
off.
going in or out?
Not at the moment. The rail yard is kind of its own spur off the main tracks.
Now what
There's
happens
about
if
8 different
trains
sets of
come
tracks in this section of town that go through. You know, there's the east-west tracks, and then there's all the ones that go off to smaller little storage facilities.
And for some reason, it's
and one at this
important that we
rail
get
yard.
this train before it leaves the train yard?
Well, it's scheduled to have a whole hell of a lot of people show up to protect it in the next couple of days.
But there's a whole lot of people here to protect it right now.
There sure are. But there's going to be a whole damn army here.
Yeah, but
Now,
that doesn't matter because it's a moving train. They'll only have 2 ways to get to us unless they're riding on the outside.
They'll be on the train when they get here.
Right, but they still have to travel through cars the same way that everyone else does. They don't fly around, right?
Well, there's all kinds of conveyances in this particular dimension that are capable of flight and faster than train travel. And you could expect them if something that expensive is on board that train.
Certainly, certainly. But they could have that stuff here too, right?
Possible, but Coyote's informant has let her know that that stuff has not arrived yet. Or at least not more than the Iron Dragon Rail Yard already has here.
All right, and which one of us can drive the train?
I believe it would be a simple matter to operate the train.
Okay, Doc, that's funny.
Now, despite
But who
it
else?
being a rather fair weather type of year, clouds start coming in overhead and it begins to rain heavily.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we come back and scope out after it stops raining then.
Or we could ask for shelter.
There? Go ahead.
They don't look like the welcoming kind, Coyote, but as you're watching them, quite a few of them end up dashing to nearby buildings and the like and kind of moving away from their little guarded areas to get out of that pouring down rain.
So, can you blow up this wagon?
The one that we're currently in.
That is correct.
I think there might be enough various substances on my person and...
Even in the rain?
yes, I mean, we might need to sacrifice the wine for adequate blasting power, but...
That's why I put it in the wagon.
Yeah, I could rig something up,
I
yes.
thought we were drinking the wine.
Well, that was before it started raining. Now we have an opening. We hit the horses down the street towards the other end of the gate. We blow up the back of that wagon, and it's going to draw all the attention in that direction while we slip under the gate on the other side.
That makes sense, and I don't think we'll be hurting anyone in the process, correct?
Doesn't matter if we do, but no, that was the idea.
Okay. Clean, simple, minimal casualties. Yes, I like it.
Walk me through this a little bit so I have a full understanding of what this plan of yours is.
You know, like when you put like a cinder block down on the gas pedal and let the car go wherever it wants? Little bit like that, except we blow up the trunk. So, you know, it draws their attention that way. They maybe run out to see what it is. At the very least, they look. Meanwhile, we're stationed over near the other gate. We wait for the boom. We roll under the fence, find our way to that train, and steal any personnel that we may need to steal to take the train. Don't imagine the whole army is on the train yet, since it's not supposed to take off. There's probably got plenty of guards around, but if we keep them busy, at least we get a head start on what they're doing.
That doesn't sound like a terrible plan at all. So, tell me about making this wagon explode.
Well, I have the wine. I have various reagents on my body, fortunately, that I can rig a simple fuse with. Perhaps I'll go old school and grab one of Doc's cigarettes and light it, using that as an improvised fuse. But, yeah, wine, chemicals on my body. I create a little improvised explosive device that's rigged to explode on concussive force.
Make a little wax paper tent over where you've got the cigarette burning so the rain doesn't put it out.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to want a repair roll for the individual setting up the explosives.
I'd like to spend a Benny and assist.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So repair would be a 10 plus 2.
All right, if I can get a D10 and a D6 for Paul, doing some improvised explosives. An 8 is a success with a raise. You think you did a pretty damn fine job of setting up this wagon to explode.
All right.
Now, it might be even better if that assist comes through. Let's see. What have you got for assisting over there?
Just a D6.
All right, if I can get a D6 and a D6 for the
Unless
assist.
Beaumont's got any repair. I don't think so. No, sir. He is not here to fix things.
That's 6 aces.
Okay.
Come on now.
Oh,
And aces again.
All
That's a
right.
success with 2 raises. So, oh yeah, you between
Personal
the
Benny,
two
by
of
the
you,
way. Yeah, sorry.
the two of you work together to make that quite the effective explosive device. You think you even got an exact amount of time set up on that burning fuse, down to the second of how long it's going to take. Now, of course, to get that poor old mule moving along, pulling that wagon the direction you want it to go, somebody's going to have to persuade it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Want me to show it the crazy eyes?
So anyone who wants to attempt persuasion or intimidation, either of those would be viable.
Wouldn't you just know I don't have intimidation on my sheet?
You got any powers that would help you persuade an animal? Is there a power that does that?
You know there is. I just gotta get, I can use some things.
Well, I can do it
here.
right now, is what I'm saying. I don't mind playing a game of cards.
That's, quite alright.
The ungulate
I got
is probably going to be
intimidation.
heard in the explosion.
Well, what's that, Coyote?
I got intimidation.
Do it, girl.
All right, you can frighten that
All right.
mule into doing your bidding. What do you got for it?
Can I just like get right into its face and just be like, listen here, you lit this. If you do not, I'm gonna take, I should just hit it. And I just walk behind it and just slap the hell out of the mule.
I mean, that works too.
What do you have for intimidation over there? What's the dice roll you got?
I got a D8.
You got a D8?
That's
All right, I'll take a D8 and a
That's just
D6.
It's about family.
That deserved a shout out.
Nice.
It really did.
That 8 explodes. That's aced and becomes an 11.
good.
Wide-eyed, snorting, and absolutely terrified, this mule begins to move faster than it has moved once since you have seen it. It begins to move like a young mule,
Wait till it hears that
full of
explosion.
steam and
Yeah.
full of vigor, and charges off as the rest of you make your way around to the other side of the rail yard. And you count down the seconds as the rain continues to fall. It's now made big puddles all over the street. It's getting really, really bad. Like, this is a serious downpour. And just getting deeper and deeper and turning the ground into mud when a thunderous explosion goes off on the far side of the rail yard. And the majority of those Shan Fan guys standing out front take off at a sprint
Stealth.
towards that side. Yep, I'm going to want stealth rolls from everyone trying to sneak in, or whatever method you're going to use to try and sneak in if you're not going to be using stealth.
Well, I roll 10 on stealth.
All right, I'll take a D10 and a D6 for Shane. Do you want to keep those, or you want to spend a Benny and re-roll them?
I think I'm gonna spend a Benny.
All right, let's re-roll those for Shane.
You know, actually, I've changed my mind. I'm gonna play the role of a very confused nun in the middle of a catastrophe, who could really use a trip to the guardhouse and a cup of tea.
I'm gonna turn her invisible.
You're going to turn her invisible. And how are you going to pull that
But
off,
I was gonna
Beaumont?
make a great nun in distress. Just you don't
Ooh,
even know.
we got a big one.
Oh, my.
Got a rule of cool.
Oh.
A couple of draws. That's not bad.
Oh, my.
Hashtag
damn.
cool rule, hashtag draw from sketch. John Amox and Paul. The fast and the curious. The reliables, nothing beats family.
So good.
Hashtag
It's so
cool rule,
good.
hashtag draw from sketch. John Amox and Paul. The
Oh.
fast and the curious. The reliables, nothing beats family.
All right.
So, how you going to pull off making Shane invisible
I
exactly?
only have one way to do that, and I think you know what it is.
All right, you're going to need to spend a Benny if you want to deal out them cards. But first, I need a gambling roll from you.
All right.
What do you got for that gambling?
12.
All right, a D12 and a D6 from Beaumont, doing some gambling. That 12 aces, oh my, and becomes an 18. That's
18, but it's going to be -1, so it'll be 17.
Ooh, that's still going to be a success with 3 raises. So you're going to draw 4 extra cards, or 9 total cards to make your poker hand with.
Hopefully this goes well, as opposed to how it went last time where I got lucky with a pair of 3s. You shut up. 9, right?
9 cards, and you get to keep whatever 5 you want. For the best hand you can get.
Wait a minute. Okay.
Oh damn!
No, nothing good. Don't worry. It's all just terrible.
You don't have a run?
No straight and no flush. That's so sad.
No straight. I've almost got a flush twice, but I do have a straight.
You do have a straight?
Yep.
All
I
right.
got a 10, Jack, Queen, King, Ace, right?
Well,
No, it's not. It's
not a straight.
no, straight. Oh. Not a straight.
No.
Yeah, I got a pair of 2s.
Pair of 2s. Well, a pair is just enough points. You're going to be making the spellcasting roll at a straight roll.
I'll take it. That'll be a D12.
All right, a D12 and a D6 from Beaumont, casting invisibility on Shane. And 11 is a success with the raise. Shane is invisible.
Oh man, nobody in
So-
chat understands how math works with cards. That's weird.
So I'm absolutely going to stand in front of Beaumont and I'm going to say, I'm just standing here asking you to love me. Do you even see me?
Oh,
So now I make my
I'm just
spellcasting roll.
that was your spellcasting roll that we just did right there, that 11.
Is good enough then?
That's good enough.
Now, is that a regular or is that a raise?
That's a success with the race.
Great, so we're invisible.
All right.
All of us.
All of us?
Turning everybody
Oh,
invisible.
shoot.
You have made everyone invisible. It's going to last a brief period of time, but that is
5
enough.
minutes out of combat. Let's go.
Thank you.
It's enough. You're able to get in under that sliding gate. You kind of got to slide through the mud and puddles now as the water's really started to build up, especially
So
where
we
it
need
dips
to make at
low.
least little stealth rolls because there's all those puddles we're going to be tromping through. So
Yeah, it
Be
might
careful
make
with
you a
that.
little easier to see, but you're still in most part invisible as you make your way into the grounds. And there are individuals dashing over, and some of them dashing over by the train to make sure. And by the time you've gotten in, the first individuals have gotten to where that explosion took place, and the fire alarm bell is ringing out, and there's a fire crew coming. There are Iron Dragon individuals, obviously a few local hired gun types and triad members dashing all over the courtyard in here.
could we let them?
And a fully loaded train is parked on the tracks inside of this set of closed gates, and it's got 3 freight cars hooked up behind it, and then the caboose car on it.
All right.
Pretty short train overall, to be honest. One
Real
of the littlest
short
ones
train.
you've seen. Not a single passenger car. I mean, I guess the caboose car is kind of a little miniature house, as it
Well,
were.
we check both the cars, see if we got what we need.
Yeah.
The 3 cars in the middle are your freight cars. And sliding open the first one, it is packed full of ghost rock.
I close it immediately.
Well, that'd set us up and no mistake.
That bears some inspection.
But check the other 2 cars, make sure they ain't people in them.
The other 2 freight cars also seem to be fully loaded
Paul, I want
with
to,
ghost rock.
Doc, that is, whichever at this point.
Yeah.
You want to hop up on that locomotive and see what it's going to take for us to get going?
Yes, I thank you for believing me when I said I am good at train things and train-related activities. I'm going to go check out the train now.
Paul.
And yes,
I understand you've never driven a train before. I get that. It's okay.
I think it'll be a simple matter to engineer the train.
I'm pretty sure I can figure it out, so I know you can figure it out.
Yes, yes.
It looks pretty simple in there, Paul. I mean, there's a boiler, there's a lot of coal, there's a shovel. Unfortunately, there's no fire going at the moment. You'll be starting from scratch here.
Shame.
Yes, sir.
You got that?
I do got that.
All right.
I got me some skills.
Because frankly, I don't want to try a plasmic form at this point. My powers control is iffy at best on most days, and I most likely would just burn myself up.
I'm burning and Benny to be in the middle.
All right, going in the middle. A little bit of the princess joining in.
Yeah, I'm going to, oh gosh. I'm trying to think what is going to be the least destructive form of power of flame that I have.
Well, if you cast blast inside the furnace with the door closed, it shouldn't blow the doors off.
Blast furnace. All right.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess that's
Using kinetic energy to create the heat, it'll be fine.
Look, we have created an awful lot of heat
Checks out.
together. Okay, yeah, let's do some little fire burst in that furnace.
All right, I'm gonna need a spell casting roll, and because you're in the middle, it's gonna be at a -1.
I'm rolling on 12 though, so.
All right, a D12 and a D6 with a -1 going for the combination of Shane and Princess. And success with a raise. You set off the blast inside of that furnace and light up that coal. And the heat starts to slowly rise, and there's a little bit of smoke coming out the top, that black smoke. And as it starts to get a little stronger and the rain's really coming down, you hear shouts from people outside. The train! Somebody's on the train!
Yep, as soon as they get that train started, you know, as soon as the blast goes off, I am going to activate my my quick abilities.
Oh, which one you
I'm
activating?
going to take cover at the top of the locomotive, cast barrier and protection and skill on myself in the same round.
All right, I'm gonna need spell casting rolls for them.
I know.
They don't give you the multi-action, so let's do deflection first.
And I'll go store Benny back all the way to
All right, full Beaumont.
full Beaumont. So we can
All right, so a D12 and a D6 from Beaumont casting deflection first. That's a success with the raise, so attacks are going to be at a -4 on you while that's active.
Okay.
The next one is going to be your
Protection.
protection. Give me one more, that 12 and that 6. Using that trigonometry, that's a success with a raise. You're going to be 4 points higher on toughness.
Excellent.
Time being.
And finally, raise skill.
Raising that skill, I believe it's shooting, correct?
It's the only one I can use as free action.
That's right, D12 and D6, one more time. That's going to be one success.
I'd like to re-roll that.
All right, re-roll that, spending a store Benny or one of yours?
Yeah.
Store Benny. 6 is still just a success, no raise.
All right, I'll take it.
Okay, your shooting skill will count as 1 die higher. All of these will be in place for the next 5 rounds as we are officially into...
Just out of curiosity, there's a little voice in my head saying that I should ask you if I can cast speed on this train.
Not on the train, unfortunately.
Shame.
The people that are on it, sure, but not on the train.
Yeah, I
itself.
don't think the dog needs any speed.
No, it makes his own.
Quick question. Is the gate still down?
Oh yeah, it's still down and closed.
Is that
this
going to
a
be
gate
a
that looks
problem for this
rammable?
train?
It's rammable if we're going fast enough, but no.
No, you got about 25 feet between the front of the train
We're
and the
going to want to
gate.
get that
so-
open real fast. I'll cover you if you want to open it.
Yeah, I
strength
mean,
do you
I'll
need
go
to do
for
that?
it. Where's
Probably the
where's
amounts
the
you
left?
got.
Sure, alright. So I'm going to cast some speed on myself then. So I can
All right.
outrun a train.
We'll do that, and then before we go any further, we're going to do some fun stuff. So we'll get your 1 spell casting roll off there. So we can get a D12 and a D6 for Shane / Princess Hedgehog casting speed on themselves. They -1 because you're in the middle.
Oh.
That's 6 still aces.
And
And
again!
aces again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And even with the -1, 12, that's a success with 2 raises. So that's definitely going to be a double your speed, and you lose one of those 2 points of multi-action penalties if you start doing a lot of stuff. So, and that's going to be for the next 5 rounds as well. Now, before we go any further, I want to use up, well, you know, that system shock. I've got 2 of them in the store. I kind of want to use them.
You got 2 what now in the store?
We've got 2 system shocks. I want to use one of those before we start this big fight.
I don't blame you.
Because, you know, it's going to be kind of fun. I'm going to start over there with Coyote. And Coyote's going to stay exactly where you're at. Because I just rolled a 1 on the die to move you around.
I would also like you to roll a 1.
Well, we'll see what happens, Beaumont. Because I'm going to roll a 3, so that means you're going to be in the middle.
That's okay.
Over there with Paul and Doc. Doc's been in the back seat.
Yep.
And you're going to move in the middle also.
Okay, middle.
A little bit of both. And Shane and the princess are in the middle for the moment. And we're going to move you all the way over to Shane.
Okay, okay. I was worried it was going to be Princess, and I'll tell you what, she's not going to be able to open any door.
Nope, she is not. All right, and then before we go any further on anything else, I'm going to deal out the cards because we're officially in combat rounds now.
Yeah.
So let's see how those pop up there on the screen. Well, it looks like you're going to be first, Coyote.
So we just got where are they coming? Where are they coming from?
They're going to be coming
Give me
from...
the-
Now, we've
give me
got
the
a couple of
stitch.
win, lose, or draws in the store.
There are.
If
Does somebody
doesn't
want
like their roll?
Does somebody not
yeah.
like their card?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not wild about it.
Okay, here we go. There's your replacement card.
There you go, bud.
I'll take
Is it going to behoove me to try to get this door open as soon as possible? Well, I've got speed. I don't
I'm
know what
with you
talking
on the door.
I leave what y'all are
What
going to
was
do to what y'all are going to do.
Yeah.
But it still looks like that Queen of Clubs puts Coyote first. Yeah, they're going to be coming from all sides, Coyote, by the layout of this rail yard. But most of them are probably going to be coming from the caboose side of the train because, well, they got lured off by that explosion and ran over that direction.
And yes, Imp spell keeps going.
Yep, that spell is going to keep going. That spell does not end just because the personality shifted. but continuing it might become a problem.
So we're all invisible.
Which spell?
Ah, okay.
That invisibility is still going.
That's quite helpful.
Of course, you know, you
Got
have
it.
mud on you, and it is raining, so you're not exactly
Really
unseen.
invisible. Yeah.
You're just hard to see at the moment.
Got it. Is there, for the gate, can we see, is there a mechanism at all that's like a
It
crank
looks
or
like it's
something
manually controlled. It slides back and forth. Probably takes a few people normally to move it back and forth.
Okay. And is it
It's
just
pretty
at the base of the
primitive.
gate?
Well, you know, it doesn't even contact the ground. It's kind of a couple of feet above it because it can't touch the rail tracks. Not perfect, but makes things hard to get a train out as long as it's closed. But it's pretty solid,
Got
sturdy
it.
wood that goes all the way across. Has a nice brace bar through it and everything.
Shane, are you gonna try and, are you going for the gate?
Yeah, I'm going for the gate.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Shane for the gate because we're still invisible. So
Okay.
I'm gonna head towards the gate, see if I can figure out what the mechanism is,
Brute force. It takes muscle to
and
move
just
this
make
thing.
sure. Yeah. Okay.
So are you going to be
I'm-
assisting Shane with opening the gate? Is that what we're going for?
I'm sorry. I kind of cutting out. Can you say that again?
Are you going for assisting Shane with opening the gate?
Yeah, I'd like to cover Shane while Shane gets the gate open because once the mechanism starts to move.
What do you got for
So-
athletics, Coyote?
What?
What do you got for athletics?
All right. D8.
A D8. All right, I need a D8 and a D6 from Coyote for the assist. An 8, that explodes. And explodes again.
Lord.
All right.
With a
28.
23,
Yeah, beautiful.
you're going to be getting yourself a +2 bonus, Shane, for opening up that gate when it gets to you.
Great.
And after Queen of Clubs, we're going to go to the Jack of Spades next.
Jack of Spades, Jack of Spades.
Yeah, there are several dozen individuals making their way across that train yard headed for the train itself. Iron Dragon troops, Shan Fan Triad, even a few looks like local tough gunmen that they
Yep.
probably hired to keep the place safe for now.
I'm casting ammo whammy.
And you can do that without a multi-action penalty, can't you?
Yes, I can.
All right. What's
So-
the spell casting roll for you?
D12.
A D12 and a D6 coming from Beaumont. Now, it does still count as one of your actions. It just,
Yeah, no, I ain't taking that. Give me a.
using a store Benny?
Yep.
Store Benny spent to re-roll that.
There we go.
10 is a success with a raise. Now,
So I get to pick 2.
you get to pick 2 things from that ammo whammy list. What
I'm
2 are you
picking
picking?
explosive.
So tell us about that.
Explosive, the shot does damage in a small blast template.
Oh, boy.
And I'm choosing loaded for bear.
And what does that do?
It changes it to a heavy weapon. And
Okay.
the gun's damage is increased by 1 die type.
Oh, my. So that was an action, but there is no multi-action penalty for you.
Right, so I can still take 2 shots.
That's right. The shots will take multi-action penalties. So. So are you going to take 2 shots?
Nope, I'm taking 1 shot.
1 shot. Okay. 1 shot at a -2 on the shooting, which keep in mind you've got a +1 from the last one. So what are you going to be doing for that shooting test?
I'm going to shoot somebody in the lantern.
Oh.
And what do you have for that shooting test there?
That's a D12 plus 1.
So -2 makes it a D12 -1. So a D12 and a D6.
Nope.
Nope, not taking those.
Benny.
Spending
Mine.
a Benny from the store to roll
Nope,
again.
mine.
One of
One
yours?
of mine, personal.
One of yours? All right, that aces.
Yep.
That becomes a 21 or a 20 with the -1.
I'll take the 20.
That is a hit with a raise. So shooting the lantern creates a small blast template explosion, in this case of a heavy weapon So what is the damage normally for that weapon of yours?
The normal weapon for my magic gun.
Magic gun.
Magic.
For my magic gun is 3d6 plus 1, so it would be 4d6 plus 1.
Well, yeah, 46 plus 1.
4d6 plus 1 heavy weapon, so that means it ignores anything but heavy armor, right?
No, it just does gritty damage to anybody not wearing heavy armor.
Understood, and these guys probably are all wearing like suits of heavy armor, right?
No, like
Oh
dusters
gosh, oh
and
no,
vests
oh no.
and
This
and
could
the
be
like.
bad for them.
So 4d8 plus 1? Is that what we're doing for damage?
If I hit,
You just did.
oh, with a raise, didn't I? On that
Yeah.
lantern.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna end up explosive. That's
Yeah.
terrible.
But you know, that's only going to be 13 damage.
Those are d8s that you rolled, and I need to take d6s, so we're
Oh.
gonna have to do that all over again. I'm sorry.
Oh, dirty tricks. That
And
6
one of them
explodes.
Okay.
Oh man, so we've got 20 damage in a small blast template. So your shot hits, strikes this lantern, immediately detonates, and sends parts of Iron Dragon Guardsman in several directions. The poor fella next to him loses half of his face and one of his arms, and the other fella on the other side of him is now a torso laying on the ground screaming. Where his legs went, you're not really sure.
I did see. I'm not gonna tell him though.
That was particularly graphic and loud.
A good way to open a fight, I think.
And I believe the Jack of Hearts is going to be next, and I think that's you.
Yeah.
The combination of Doc and Paul together. This is absolutely terrifying, in my personal opinion, to have the both of them present in one body.
Well, I'm going to be focusing on non-violent things for the time being. So, I want to do
In
something.
a fight, no less.
Yeah. I want to do something that I'm assuming is multi-action. But the long and the short of it is I want to get this boiler heated up fast, real fast. And I also want to metaphorically put the brakes on the train. I'm looking to peel out in the sucker, basically.
You want to make the train
Train
peel out.
heist, Tokyo Drift.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to need a multi-action from you in
Yeah.
this particular case. I'm going to want a
just-
repair roll and a driving roll.
Okay. So I'm not looking to peel out just yet. I'm just getting the wheels in motion, basically, but by locking things in place.
So just the repair roll, if that's the case, and it won't be well, it will be because you're going to be trying to make it go
Yeah,
faster.
yeah,
too.
I'm-
It's just like when the Roadrunner takes off.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like the bongos are playing, and like
Yeah.
you're speeding up, and then like hit the ground and bow.
Yeah, as soon as I re-engage things properly. But yeah, so looking to get the boiler going, and then also messing with the undercarriage. So yeah, I'm going to be using Doc Vandal's repair, which is a 12 plus 2.
All right.
Yeah.
In the middle puts you to -1, so I can get a D12 and a D6.
They're getting
Plus one.
They're giving away the waffle. 'Cause
All
we
right.
got we got waffle.
Oh,
we
we
got
got waffle.
All right.
Only rule this week is that it will end up being a cowboy song, no matter
Oh,
what
yeah.
genre you pick.
Little
Yep, definitely a cowboy song.
lullaby.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be a success with a raise. You are able to get some serious heat going in this boiler on the first one.
Okay.
Oh, -2 for the multi-action penalty makes it just a success, no raise.
Okay.
But still
Wait.
good enough that you have got some extra heat going. It was going to take a few minutes to get this thing going. Now it's looking like you might have it going a lot sooner than that. Now the second one, I'm going to need you to repeat that same repair roll for getting this thing ready to peel out because, well, trains don't really peel out.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm
So I
hacking
need
this
another
train.
one of those D12s and D6s as Paul and Doc attempt to make the fast and the curious happen. And again, that's going to be another success. No raise because of the penalty for being multi-action,
I'll take
but
it.
still a success. You've got the wheels starting to turn without the train moving.
Sweet. Build up some speed.
Now, how exactly that's happening, I can't really say.
God only
But, you know, physics be damned, and
Uh,
we'll get to that part soon enough.
Yeah.
Also, at this point, the water from this rain has really started to rise. There's probably like 3 inches of standing water
3 inches.
on the ground
Okay.
in the train yard as well.
We got leaves on the rail. Shit.
These rain updates have got me nervous.
It's starting to really.
Are we getting a fucking
come
flood?
down.
Oh.
We're getting a flood.
No,
Okay,
no,
yeah.
we are.
And well, you know, Butte City is kind of in a valley, and if some of those upper streams and rivers flood, whew, man, there could be a lot of water coming through here any moment.
You did this. You did this.
How?
And I believe we're on to you, Shane.
Yeah, okay, so I don't know that anything I do matters at this point, but it would be a shame not to try. So, I believe I am still
You had planned
experiencing
on opening the gate.
I had planned on opening the gate, but you see, I am still on speed,
That's true.
so I get to disregard a point.
2 points of multi-action.
2 points.
So that means 2 actions with no penalty.
Unfortunately, boating is not a skill in Savage Worlds.
Well,
So my question is, who is between me and the bar?
at the moment, the only person on that side is Coyote. Everyone else is coming from the other end of the rail yard because your
Anyone
explosion blew them out.
close?
Not particularly. I mean, maybe 20 or 30 feet at the closest. I mean,
Well, okay, so what I want to do is I want to lift that crossbar and launch it, you know, at whoever my adversary may be, and see if I can't wipe out a few of them sneaky little.
You throwing a telephone pole at someone again?
That's the
attempting to
one.
throw a telephone pole at somebody. All right, I'm going to need an athletics test for your first action.
yeah.
And it sounds like I'm going to need an athletics test for the second one for opening the gate, too.
No, I don't know. I was thinking.
But one of those
it might
got
be fighting.
assists. No, it's going to be athletics for throwing a weapon
All
here.
right. So in that case, we're rolling on 10.
All right, I'll take a D10 and a D6. Minus, or excuse me, no minus. Again, roll that 6 again because it aces. And we get an 8. A success with a raise to pull that crossbar and give it a toss. Now, you shouldn't be able to throw this thing more than about 2 or 3 feet. Even as strong as you are, because the thing weighs so much, it would take 4 people to move it normally. But you kind of less throw it crossways and more throw it like a spear.
Actually, don't you?
Oh my goodness.
Historically well, actually. Thank you. Thank you, Mark. I don't know what we'd do without you. Thank God you were alive in the 1880s to know that for sure. And
am I
didn't just read it in a book somewhere.
The caber toss.
Yeah, kind of like a caber toss. You throw it more like a spear than like a crossbeam.
Yeah.
And it falls a little short initially, but the point end of it kind of lands in the ground, causing it to keep going, and then it falls over right on top of one of these poor bastards who's running across the rail yard.
Y'all are having pancakes.
Yeah, there's some crunching and squishing sounds. And it's not as graphic as the individual's missing limbs and body parts from Beaumont, but it is still pretty dang graphic.
Oof.
And the scream is rather high-pitched, if very short-lived. And then one more of those athletics rolls. This one gets the assist bonus of 2 from Coyote for attempting to open up that gate.
All right, we're still
Another
rolling on
D10
10s.
and a D6 coming from Shane. With a +2 bonus, that's going to be a 9. And you get it moving along just enough with between the two of you, full strength, which should take several people, at least maybe a half dozen to move this thing normally.
It's a beautiful sight.
You get it moving along.
What
And get
sight?
just
You
enough
can't
of a
see
gap.
me, I'm invisible.
And get just enough of a gap where you
We're
could
in
probably
the
get
spirit
that
world,
train.
lads. Hold the can't see us.
And I raise my arms and I say, how do you like me now?
Indeed. And that's going to, well, go to me after that with 6, the remaining individuals. And there are quite a few of them. Coming out of the nearest building by the train itself are a couple of 7-foot-tall automatons with Gatling gun lower arms, which are going to open fire in your general direction, Beaumont, because, well, you were shooting from there.
Yeah, from behind cover on top of a
Yes, you
locomotive.
are going to be hard to hit, but there's going to be a lot of shooting. So if I can get 6 10-sided dice rolled, I would appreciate it.
That's a lot of skill.
Oh boy.
Damn.
None of those hit me.
No, unfortunately, the fully automatic fire from the 2 moving automatons bounces off the things around you and the cover you've got in the train, or just plain can't hit you because, well, you're invisible. Isn't that terrible? We're also going to have 8 more individuals with rifles are going to be opening fire in, again, sort of your general direction, but mostly they're just trying to get bullets inside of that engine and try and hit either one of you. So if I can get, let's say 8 more 10-sided dice rolled.
All of them have 10s. Wow. Okay.
Damn.
One of those, two of those get to have those re-rolls on there. Oh.
Yeah, those will hit.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to hit the 2 of you.
They have 10s. Of course you're going to hit me.
Well, you didn't think they just hired some geek off the street, did you?
No, some geek off the street would be a 4.
All right. So those are both going to hit with raises. So if I can get...
Oh, wait. Yeah, they're 20s, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah, they'll hit with raises.
If I can get 2d8 damage rolled first on Beaumont.
Mm-hmm. I'll be done. That's it.
Well, keep in mind, you've got a +4 toughness bonus because of protection.
Oh, I'm aware of that.
How's 8 do you?
It doesn't hurt.
All right, and then 2d8 rolled on Doc/Paul over there. 6, how's that one do you?
6.
That doesn't hurt either.
That doesn't, yeah, shake it off.
Now, of course, I forgot that each one of those got a d6 raise damage, so if I can get a d6 for that 8 rolled on Beaumont
Never
first,
mind, that'll get past.
it might hurt you.
It will.
Oh!
6 is going to get past.
Yeah.
So it's actually going to end up being 18 damage
dead.
that was done to you. What do you got for toughness?
10.
All right, 8 is enough to inflict 2 wounds unless you want to spend a Benny to make a soak roll.
I have 1 Benny left, so sure.
All right, what do you got for vigor?
Not much, bud.
What do you got?
8.
8. A d8 and a d6. Let's see if you can soak either of those 2 wounds. 6 aces and becomes a 10. That's enough to soak 2 wounds. You don't take nothing from it.
Good
Now,
deal.
we
I
had
was gonna
6
say, I
on
wasn't
Doc.
ready.
If I can get 1 more 6 added to the damage on Doc for the raise, it's going to be a 9. Is a 9 going to beat it?
That will not beat Doc's toughness.
Okay, so even with the barrage of bullets coming your way, they don't manage to hurt any of you for some plain miracle. Now, we're going to get into the fun one here as the train is pulling out of the station because we're getting towards the end hour. We've got a rule of cool sitting in that store that needs to be used. So I'm going to deal out cards. Ignore the one that goes down to the GM because it don't count. And the cards are, you get the worst one, you're going to have to talk about what you want to do first. You get the best one, well, you get to talk about what you want to do last.
I guess that does make sense.
So let's go ahead and see what those end up as. Now, of course, I think there still is a couple of draw 2s in the store. So if somebody really don't like the card they got, we can try for something else.
Well, I ain't last, so...
Yeah. It gives me more time to think. I'm fine.
All right, let's see what I can do.
Oh, okay, well, there's
Give me that
yeah,
Benny.
okay, worth it. Yep.
Well, then it looks like that we're going to have to hear from Coyote in the physics be damned coolest thing you can come up with that chat's going to vote on. Keeping in mind that what you really need to do is get this damn train out of this train yard. What do you got in mind?
Okay, so the train is peeling out, right? I would like the train to definitely do like a rear back as the wheels spin and like smoke comes out, and then it kind of lands down and starts to take off. And I'm by the gate, so I'm gonna run. I'm gonna dive into the cabin in front there, and I'm gonna climb on top of the roof after we make it through the gate, and I'm gonna do just like a full like Simone Biles floor path down the top of the train until I get to the caboose, and then I'm gonna take my guns and shoot these piles of ghost rock that have magically been sitting by the fortress and blow it up, and then like do like a turn around like slow motion walk back like with the cigarette.
That's pretty sexy.
Well, you know, he's a sexy character.
Okay. Well, you heard that, and let's see who's next there on those cards. I think that's you.
Oh, is it me? No.
Nope,
No.
it's me.
It's
It's
No.
me.
I had him off. We're gonna fire from you next, Beaumont.
All
Physics
right.
be damned.
Well,
You could accomplish anything. What would it be?
well, it's really quite simple. We need this train out of here. That's the only thing we have to do. And it seems to be just staying in place right now, which is completely unacceptable. So the what do you call that thing? The locomotive that is further back on the tracks, probably just on the other side of a switch. I'm going to have that telekinetically ram this train to push it forward very, very quickly.
yeah.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
gonna just give it the old rah, and use superpowers to whilst shooting my gun in the air.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's gonna be a big. I'm just using the old devil hand to just bring it in there. Long claws will grow on it. Get a terrible look in my eye. I'm just gonna give us a little nudge.
Just a little nudge.
Uh-huh.
A little nudge.
That
All
is
right.
correct.
Well, I guess then you would be next there, Shane.
Okay. So I'm still under the effects of speed.
You still are
or
under
at
the effects of
least one
speed.
more
That might help if you decide
round.
to do a whole F ton of
you
actions
know
and
I
don't
am.
don't win the vote there.
Okay. So as the train comes past where I am on the track by the gate, I'm going to swing myself up
Okay.
onto the engine and into the engine room, and I'm gonna say, Doc, and then I'm gonna turn to Beaumont, and I'm gonna say, Beaumont, I thought I almost lost you. The rattling of those bullets on that train sounded like rain on a tin roof out in a farm in the middle of nowhere with a windmill outside. And I thought one of those bullets was going to take away my dreams right here and right now. I'm going to kiss him. Going to keep my trajectory up on top of the engine. I'm going to whip out my tomahawks and start throwing them indiscriminately at fools. And then I'm going to use a Benny and get into hedgehog territory so that I can throw fire at anything incendiary.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Not a small plan. Very
Never
involved.
is. Never is.
Never is with you, is it?
Now, are we rolling for the kissing, or?
Well, that depends on how bad you are at it.
Well,
What skill would you
you'll pay to
use
find out.
for? What skill would you use for kissing in
Paul
this
/ Doc Vandal, what's
Yeah,
your rules be damned? I mean, you've already got this thing set up to do some peeling out and going faster.
athletics, maybe?
Yeah.
It's prepped.
Yeah, my plan is
Focus.
Mix between athletics and persuasion.
Oh, my persuasion.
it's elegant in its simplicity. I'm gonna walk out of the train, gonna open up one of the freight cars full of ghost rock,
Oh no.
gonna grab a brick of it, smash it to the ground,
Snort a line.
huff it.
Yeah!
Like a lot of it. Like a lot of it. I'm gonna and it's gonna have like a Popeye-ish effect, you know? Yeah. My muscles are gonna really swell. I'm gonna get a really crazy look in my eye.
Forearms. Just
Yeah.
massive forearms.
And I'm going to, I didn't think too far ahead past that point. I just knew that was the starter. I'm going to go just charging by myself at the automatons and blast a few. Actually, no. Yeah, blast a few. Run back to the train really fast. Undo the brakes and just peel out. Yeah. I'm just. Yeah. That's it. That's the plan.
So really, it's all about huff and ghost rock.
It's all about taking an opportunity to have some ghost rock.
He wants to successfully huff Ghost Rock. That's the axe.
Everything after that is just like bone.
Well, chat, now you have them. Time to vote.
Hey, all right, Mert. Good
Okay,
names
Mert.
today.
Okay,
Yeah.
Mert.
Yeah. Okay, you can stay.
Oh, okay.
Now to find out where the votes lie.
I think people want to find out how you roll for
Rock.
kissing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think people
no.
really want to find out how you roll
That-
for kissing.
That one's, yeah, no, it's very strong.
Oh, they hate me. They already hate me.
Do they hate you?
Afraid so.
Well, right now we're tied. Right now we're tied.
Nope. No, we are not.
Aren't we?
No.
You got one, I got one.
No. No, I don't have one.
Oh, you don't? Oh, shit.
I thought you got one. Oh.
Wait, the devil's right hand. Yeah, you did.
Oh, I
Mert
almost
voted
never
for
get
you.
one on this show. Don't know why. I guess I have terrible ideas and people hate me.
Oh, sure. That's probably it.
This is why I'm going to quit in 3 months.
No!
Don't you do that.
No, I mean, they might convince me not to. It's just a really long way to drive.
All right, vote is closing soon.
I love democracy. I love the republic.
Can I talk you into kissing being a fighting role?
Well, in your particular
Why?
case,
You want to wrestle?
Look,
you know,
I'm
the
sure you
relationship.
remember
Yeah,
what
that's
it's
right. We
like.
can use this time to have a dance break.
Oh
Ah.
yeah, we could.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
We very much
Yes.
could.
No.
Don't we owe them one?
Oh, yes, we do.
Okay.
Okay. We do owe them one.
If Leo can figure out where the button is.
Oh, Leo,
Leo will find
My
the
name
button.
is Bleo.
Sorry,
Not
I'm
Leo.
sorry, Bleo.
get it right.
Insulting, insulting.
Have you told Bleo about Cleo yet?
I mean,
It better be in 3 months when you're gone, Christian.
no!
You think I ain't taking you with me, Bleo? We're gonna run away together. Didn't you know
Of
that?
course. All right, whenever you guys are ready.
On you.
Okay.
Walk to the beat
Oh.
of a different drum.
No, I'm feeling it.
Making up for a living that I never done. I be hopping in my new jack, cruising down the track, got my own land, don't you know? People stop and stare, know me everywhere, every single place I go. 'Cause I'll take the high road. Low road ain't my road. Break it down now. If I had the choice, if I had the gumption, I would be president.
Oh, it is a pole dance. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that was a poll. Okay, we've got ourselves a winner. Smoking hot, sexy lady. And I believe, if I'm correct,
Oh
that's
no, it's
you.
a tie. It's
Tie.
a tie.
Is it a tie? Is it a tie?
With Ghost Rock Fever.
Oh, it is. Oh my, oh my.
Yep. Actually, we tied 2 for last place with 1 vote each.
Oh. Well, let's take care of that last place tie first before we pull off the other. So,
Why don't you do yours first? Because mine requires a deal with the devil and yours just requires kissing one.
oh, that is true. That is
Extra
true.
spicy kisses.
So they dash across to kiss old Beaumont. Well, that after thinking it over, unless he's trying to resist you on the kiss, it doesn't require a roll. So I kind of got to ask him, are you resisting the kiss? Oh, no.
The only resistance it would take is just start getting our beards apart afterwards, because I have a feeling it would be like the sexiest Velcro ever. So no, absolutely not.
And fun.
Okay. And, well, let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 total more actions in there. So we're going to be at minus
Shoot.
10 on the rolls for these.
Minus 10. Okay.
Let's do the athletics rolls. 2 of them at -10. What do you got for
No,
athletics?
is that -10 with?
Oh, no, only
raise?
-8 'cause your speed.
Only -8.
So -8 because of your speed.
Yeah, so my athletics is a 10.
All right, a D10 and a D6. Let's do that twice at -8. That's 6 aces. We might have something out of that. Now, 0 is the best one you got, so those throwing tomahawks, they're great throws. They just don't hit anything.
Sure.
Going off in the middle of nowhere. Then the Benny spent to get a little bit of Princess Hedgehog in
Oh
there.
man, I totally thought that was gonna be one action. That's not bad on the tomahawk.
No. And then I'm going to need 2 spell casting rolls from you. Again at -8.
Yep, those are 12s.
All right, D12 and D6. And of course, it's -9 now because you're in the middle and you're got those penalties going. That's 6 aces. 10, still, it's a 1. It's a 1. That's not too bad. And another one of those D12s and D6s for the second spell casting roll. -1. You know, not too terrible.
Yeah.
But again, just kind of fizzles. No real fire happens because, well, you just didn't seem to have
I
the
spent
juice.
all
You
my
spent-
fire on that kiss.
Yep. Every last bit of your fire went to that kiss with Beaumont. You were just too distracted to successfully throw tomahawks
Now,
or blow things up.
here's my question. Since we were sinning with the best of them, does he get a bonus?
I think that's a fair question.
It is a fair question.
I'm just saying, like, you know, we
Now-
got a scorching hot kiss, so does that get him closer to the fire?
It
now?
might-
Gets me
just
closer
go.
to something, honey. Don't worry.
Hey.
Now, in your particular case, you
Do you
didn't
get to
have
do that
a
with a raise?
a lot of actions going on there. It just
No,
seemed to be the
I
one.
only did the one.
But you still get the -2 penalty because the rule of cool is the rule of
I'm
cool.
aware of the rule.
So we need to do your gambling roll first because you're dealing with the devil.
Yeah. So give me that D12 and a D6.
All right, at a -2, a D12 and a D6 for the gambling. That 12 aced, and let's see what happens with another 12 added into it.
Something hot.
Even at a -2,
21, 20, 19. That's still good.
19, that's still going to be a success with 3
Yeah.
raises. So again, that's going to be 9 cards you get
The
to draw
B
this
is for
time.
Beaumont. Okay.
9 cards you get to draw before attempting to make that spell casting roll, which is also going to be, you know, the same -2. So hopefully you can get more
Here's
cards.
hoping
Okay.
you get lucky and more.
Here's
than
my
one way.
hand as it stands. Here are the 4 cards that I could put in there if I so chose. These are not as helpful as I would like, but I'll get rid of that one. Put that sucker in there. It's going to give me 3 aces.
3 of a
That's what I got,
kind.
3 of a kind.
3 of a kind is worth 6 power points towards an individual power.
And
In
this
this
one
case,
costs 5, right?
yeah. So that means it'll give you a +1, so it'll offset 1 point of those 2-point penalties. So your spellcasting roll is only going to be at a -1.
All right, I'll take it. Let's give me that D12 and D6 again.
D12 and D6 at a -1.
Come on now.
Uh-oh.
What I
A
just
4 is still a success.
4 is still a success.
Now, of course, using telekinesis to move a train is a little more difficult than normal. And so that roll is not going to be associated with your rule of cool rolls because, well, it's a strength roll on its own. But it's at a strength of a D10. So I need you to give me one more roll, this time a D10 and a D6, as you use the brute force of your telekinesis to attempt to move a multiple thousand
we rolled a
pound
10.
train.
Come on now, 17.
And somehow you give it a push, and while it's not nearly as dramatic as you were hoping for, with a full-on
I just wanted
ram,
to make the back touch down so those wheels go.
it is enough to give it just enough of a bump, which is going to come into play with
I
our,
like to think that my
our
erection
tie.
knocked it over the edge.
Sure. Now, for creative flow
Shows family
purposes,
friendly,
I'm going to
right?
have Doc go first on their particular rule of cool, which again, you don't have to roll anything. It's all an automatic success of the raise. It's more, I need a very detailed narration of exactly what happens.
Yeah.
When you do this ghost rock and go after these automatons, head back to the like, talk us through how this goes down.
Okay, so Doc Paul kicks open the door to the ghost rock.
You call him Doc Holiday?
Doc Holiday. That's thrown like. Okay.
That's good.
Doc Holiday kicks open the door to the precious ghost rock, and even though Paul's partly in the driver's seat, the body has needs. Addiction's a terrible thing. And they grab one of the bricks, and they just crush it in their hands, spring it together, and just shove it in their face and just breathe in as much as they can. And
Maybe motorboat it a little.
Yeah, just really get in there.
A full-on Scarface.
Yeah. Yep. And pull out the Gatling shotgun, Gatling pistol, and pop. I didn't describe this in my initial action.
Go for it, though.
Okay.
It's the rule. Cool.
They're also going to be doing a smite, which the way I flavor it is just grabbing a little flask of something, some foul liquid, smashing it over like the barrel of the gun, and just making the bullets hit harder. Just going in guns blazing, just like wide-eyed and like ghost rock. What is it? Is it like a coal looking? Is it like a dark kind of color?
Almost like crystallized and clear, as
Crystallized
it were.
and
Like
clear.
a white rock.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my face is covered in white powder.
Yes, your face is covered in white powder as you are maniacally charging two automatons, unloading with automatic weapons.
Yeah.
And what happens to these
Are you
two
saying
automatons?
say hello to my little friend? Like, I feel you should.
Yeah.
Say hi to my buddies.
Say out of my buddies.
And what happens to these automatons as they are hit?
Oh, they explode. Yeah. Just
Exploding automatons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bits of metal and fire going everywhere. All right.
But he like catches their arms so he can use the guns later and runs onto the train.
They explode. I run back to the train engine, and the caboose has been hit. The wheels have touched down, and I also remove any kind of braking that I've got going. And the train, at any moment, at your discretion, is gonna just go like a friggin' bullet train.
Well, that's actually going to be on the discretion of Coyote McLeod there, who tells us exactly how this all plays out at the end. So walk us through, Coyote, exactly what happens.
So we do enter the world of cartoon physics, though. So once we get to the train, I guess, once Doc releases the brake, the front part, the engine, like rears back, spinny wheel, smoke, and like Vin Diesel's in the front for some reason. And all of a sudden, it just touches down and then like takes off.
And then dab.
I grab on. Like, hey, Dom, good driving. And I do the old grab the top of the door and kind of backflip up onto the roof. And then I got to beef with a lot of these guys. So these guys kind of taken over town everywhere. And back in my more altruistic Robin Hood days, they did some pretty nasty things back before I became kind of addicted to the game a little bit more than helping.
They were pretty
people
terrible
out.
during the rail wars. Yeah.
Yes. So lots of murdering of widows and children. So I wanna hit him where it hurts. So I do a running leap, and then it's like backflip, up, tuck, turn, down, perfect landing, stick it. Oh no, there's another car. Same, tuck, flip it, stick it. Wait, there's another car. I do this whole thing, but backwards this time. People are like cheering in the town as we're going out. They're like, "Oh my God, we've never seen such things so amazing! Thank you, Coyote."
Maybe they're throwing money.
And I'm like, yeah. They're like, everybody's like kissing each other. It's
Everybody's
like
lifting up their dresses as we go by. It's like Mardi Gras.
I have beads for some reason that I'm like throwing while I'm flipping. And I land and I pull out my matching pistols and I take a look, and there's just enough ghost rock that I know I can create some damage. And so I just simultaneously take the shot. It blows up. I turn around, you know, flip, 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 flip. Things go back in town, and I'm like walking away slow motion as like explosion builds on explosion.
Casually
You know,
catches the train as it goes by and gets a ride on it.
All right, and that is precisely how it happens. The train just ripping through, making it through that small gap that Shane and Coyote opened the gate, just barely enough for the train to go through, hitting the main tracks and heading westwards out of Butte City, hitting the outskirts of the city almost at full speed already because of the crazy engineering and ingenuity of Paul and Doc Vandal in that room. And as you're clearing the town, heading west, coming straight towards you is a full-on flash flood. And we'll have to find out what happens with that next week on the thrilling conclusion of this arc and this season of The Reliables. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and joining us.
I'm ready to finish now. Let's just stay another 3 hours.
It's only gonna get cooler.
Make sure you check out The Reliables Twitter, The Reliables website. Catch up on Void Jumpers. They just had a season finale. They're probably going to be kicking off. Was it a series finale? Oh no. I hope not. Oh no. Poor Void Jumpers.
Yeah, Void Jumpers is over.
Well, make sure you go back and watch it if you haven't seen it
It
yet.
just means we need to do something on Wednesdays now. And go
I
back and watch
already
all
do.
of them. They're great.
And make sure you check out
The Pretty Princess Times, Helen, Wade.
What?
Pretty Princess Times.
What? What?
James seems to remember.
Pretty Princess Times. And make sure you check out TFN. And make sure you really watch that Reliables Twitter. Because you remember, if you did we did something last season at the end where you guys got to vote on a setting that would appear next season. That's going to happen again. Keep your eyes open. That Twitter feed is going to have a poll going. You're going to get to pick one of the places we go to next season. But again, thank you all for joining us. Thank you for supporting us. Make sure that you tune in next week and watch the season finale, the stunning conclusion in Deadlands, the Weird West, and see what happens now that they've got a train full of ghost rock headed straight on into a flood. What could possibly go wrong?
Not a thing, James. Not a thing.
I have a question I want to ask next week, I guess, to see if I can get the opinion of chat about what to do with this avatar, because I really like him and I might want to keep him.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Well, we'll see you next week, guys.
Bye-bye.